Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Can't do that introduction without a smile on my face.
No.
Because anytime we introduce AutoFlex, there's novelty factor attached to it, which should actually probably be gone by now. The novelty.
It probably should be, but it definitely isn't.
Yeah.
Because you've got 3 more AutoFlexes that we're going to test today in the lower categories. It kind of feels like we're just starting again.
Definitely. The first time when we done the 505X and XX,
Yep.
that was obviously sent because they wanted you to test it. That was sent with you in mind, something that is from that range more stable.
Yeah.
What has exploded and developed from there is an interest in all weights and flexes.
It is, and it's all at all different speeds. The most common question that we got, and rightfully so, is cool, 125 miles an hour, it did that, it was amazing. What does it do at 90? What does it do at 98?
Exactly.
And that's basically what today is for. We're going to test it at those speeds that you guys want to see.
The average speeds.
Yeah.
So we have a 405X. X is obviously got quotes around it. We have a 405, which is actually, it doesn't say what flex is on it.
Right.
So we're assuming that's kind of more of a kind of stiff designation. And then we have the 305.
The lightweight.
So the sub 40 gram version, which is extremely, extremely light. So we are going to designate a swing speed for each shaft.
Yes.
The 405X is going to be swung at 100 miles an hour, approximately, at about 145 ball speed.
Yep.
We're going to be looking at the 405 stiff, we guess, is going to be around 95. And then the 305 will try and keep it around 90.
Or even just below. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, that represents the widest section. That would be what, 75% of your fits are around that 3-speed range?
Yeah, be right about that.
Perfect.
Okay.
Shall we?
Let's start out with some 405Xs.
That's the one. AutoFlex. Good.
Okay, so paying attention, obviously, to delivery, strike,
Yes.
all those things that would cause us to be concerned about an overly active golf shaft, something that's, you know, unloading too much, kicking too much. We've not picked one of the heavier heads out there. We've got the TSI-2.
Mid-range weight kind of thing?
Yep. All the drivers are built to 45.5 inches.
Right.
This one comes out to D2.3 swing weight.
So it's a very playable club, and that's what I'm feeling so far. It feels a little bit long, but it doesn't feel goofy. It's not a long drive club. Designed
to be very playable. Exactly, like ease of use has got to be extremely high. I mean, we built those Ventus Reds for you at 45 1/4.
That's right.
So pretty close to where you were with that.
Very true. Not far off. And it's modern standard anyway. Like that's where clubs are coming from the manufacturer at that length. Yeah. Okay. I can't believe this is working again at this speed. It was a little quick on swing, but
it's okay. I mean, I love the flight. We'll leave it in for sure.
You know what's potentially quite interesting is I might be putting forth a 100-mile-an-hour effort.
That's exactly what's in my mind. Yeah, like you're probably trying to regulate yourself.
And it's helping.
If I was to grab you like a 45.5 double X,
yeah, it wouldn't
it's
be
not 104.
There's no contribution at that point.
If you ever thought about moving forward a couple of tee decks and you needed a driver, you might have found it.
This is the one.
I mean,
it's very, very easy to hit straight.
No one has ever made 270 look as easy as that.
That's probably a fair statement. Yeah. It does not feel like there's any real exertion going into it. You're getting the magic is, I think if we're going to start narrowing down what the shaft is doing, I think it generates a little bit of extra speed near the ball through the extra kick.
Yeah.
But the part that I don't understand, and maybe you can chime in on, is why am I not hitting it all over the face? And why am I not hitting it like shut and open? The face is very stable.
It's just looking at that. Looking at your strikes and where they are, and definitely not in a...
No, they're good.
A bad spot at all. You're slightly toe side. We know that's what you do most of the time with even your own driver. So there's nothing for me to take that's the shaft that's causing that.
And it's probably beneficial at this speed and condition where Most players will carry excess spin.
Yeah.
If you hit it 5 millimeters toe and high, that's some of your longest drives are going to come from that.
Would ask something very, very challenging of you right now.
Okay.
Can you load this at that speed? Can you give me like a shorter, quicker version?
Sure.
It's heavy in load, but not in speed.
Gotcha. So we need some transition.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to just see if we can just stress the shaft a little more.
So we're going to place stress on the shaft, but we're not going to swing faster.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
That's a hell of an effort.
It's pretty interesting. You definitely felt it. I think the camera will show it. It moved.
Yeah.
I think it's gotten better. I think it got better with that swing. Dude, what is happening? This is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's just...
What the hell?
Obviously, I've received so many messages
Yeah,
about
of course
the shaft and us reviewing these shafts and why we keep reviewing these shafts and stuff. And it's through curiosity. It's also through a lot of requests to do it at these speeds.
Of course.
But every time we do it, something interesting pops up.
And that's the one thing that I get asked on my home course, like, are you going to play that? Is it legit? Is it a joke? I say to people, when that came in, Ian and I were not really that stoked on testing it. We knew it was $1,000 US. We knew no one could find it. We knew the claims were kind of crazy. Mm-hmm. We just went into it with an open mind. It's not like we wanted it to succeed.
Yeah.
It has just been succeeding.
Lots of things go through my mind when we test these shafts. I think the name is wrong. I think AutoFlex is not the name for this shaft. It should be something about stability, and because there are flexes to it. So that is an automatic disqualification from being called AutoFlex. But unless we know something more about the design, which no one does.
Right. Well, no one knows anything about it. So.
So it's very stable for what it is.
Absolutely.
It's very stable.
Yeah, considering how much help it clearly gives you in kicking the shaft for some speed and getting the ball out there a little bit further, it's amazing that it can keep the face quite square. It's amazing that you can feel load in the shaft at a waist-high swing. Like, all these things are quite amazing. I
just looking at your delivery numbers there. I mean, you're building the recipe for the straight ball there. If anyone ever wants to know how to hit it straight,
that's it.
Deliver a little extra loft, a slight out to in path, and open face. I mean, those are just magical numbers. Okay, let's move you down. 405 stiff, identical weight, Matty boy. We measured the 405X was 44.7. This is 44.6. Extremely tight tolerances in these shafts.
That's good to hear. I like to hear that.
Very, very tight.
So they're being manufactured well.
Yeah, a little bit softer. So again, we're going to back the speed off just to cater to that a little bit.
You can feel there's more flex in this version.
So if we say 95, you were kind of 100 to 103 there. So if we go 95 to 98. Let's say
highest.
That. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah, around maybe 140 ball speed.
Lovely. Okay. Nope. That's the old swing.
What was that one?
102. I mean, it's still working. I just got to slow down a bit.
That looked really good.
Yes, that's the one. Ball hasn't gone offline yet. 30 minutes.
There we go.
Wow.
96. Lovely launch conditions.
Wow. Pretty good too. It's actually a better swing overall. It's really interesting.
You're ready for the Florida retirement home.
Honest to God, sign me up. Sign me up.
You're absolutely ready for the seniors tour.
Yes. Buy me a house or any living situation on a course, custom golf cart, pink shaft.
So good.
Again, it's doing something that is just uncharacteristic, which is strike and face angle control are in fact better than my normal golf swing would produce. Gave up on that a bit, but it's actually pretty decent.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it felt worse than it was.
You were ready to call that a stinker, weren't you?
Thought it was going dead left. It's 15 yards left. That's crazy. So the face is just a lot squarer than it felt. I thought it was way open, but it's not.
I mean, dispersion circles. We're talking about impressive dispersion circles.
Extremely. They're all in the fairway, basically, aren't they?
If I was out there, I would be in the skeptical sort of side of saying, well, it's Matt.
That's what I always said too.
Matt is really swinging nicely here. Mm-hmm. The reality is, I just think I said this to you, if we gave you another lightweight club that's in the market with a 40-gram shaft, I just don't think they're going to be this good.
And we've done that.
Yeah,
we've done it a million times. I've hit off-camera TS1 and I've hit Zexio stuff. And yeah, you can get a little extra speed out of it, but I've never picked something up and made very controlled swings that give you more speed than you expect and control the club face that well. I've just never seen that. Because the downside now, the only thing that I'm faced with is I wouldn't encourage someone to go test it right now because it's 1,100 Canadian.
That's the thing.
It's the only reason I'd be like hesitant. And before I was hesitant because I wasn't sure what it would do at this speed. Now I feel like we kind of know it's going to be good potentially. And now it's just a price conversation. It's
definitely pricey, but I see a lot of people making worse mistakes with their golf game.
For $600. Yeah. You're absolutely right. You could waste half that money and get zero for it.
Yeah, walk into a store, buy a set of irons that you have no business playing. That's a worse investment.
100%. You're right. It's expensive, but it could be a good investment based on what you're willing to spend.
Yeah. It's always going to come down to make sure you're going in there armed with the right sort of information in your back pocket, that you are the right candidate for it if you're going to do it. I personally wouldn't recommend too many people do it, as I say, blind.
Never maybe even do it blind.
And that's why we done the sort of the consultation process when we had clients who wanted them.
So important.
I'm just not comfortable just going, off you go.
And you're not even comfortable with that with a $100 shaft. So why would you be at $1,100? Totally agree.
Okay,
let's do this 90.
Let's go 305. Okay, so Matty Boy's literally aging in front of our eyes here.
Yes, I'm Benjamin Buttoning.
He is the 90 mile an hour Matty Boy now.
Okay, I am.
Really interested in this one because this is by far the softest shaft that we've ever done any testing with.
I've never seen a waggle test that looks quite like this.
I mean, it's all over the map. It's like a fishing rod. Oh,
there it is.
There it is.
There's Mr. 90.
Lovely strike.
Good looking ball. Wow.
90 miles an hour, so efficient. Great launch and spin. Maybe you can, get that launch up a little bit.
Yeah. A bit higher strike
there's
would
why
be good.
The strike was a little on the head, so it took away from the launch just a touch. What's your sense when you swing this one? Does it give you the same sort of real weak feel?
It doesn't. So what happens, I think, when you swing it at that speed is that I'm not generating this type of force on it. And so it actually feels like it does at the other speeds with the appropriate flex.
Yeah.
So I think because this one is so much lighter and more flexible, it lets the 90 mile an hour player feel what the 125 mile an hour player feels when the shaft is moving.
That's right.
So it doesn't feel goofy. I think if I swung at my normal speed, I would hit myself in the ass and the video would be over.
Yeah.
At this speed, it actually feels quite nice. Feels very easy to swing. It's pretty good too. A little slower, but better launch and spin. It's just really good results. Face is nice and square. There we go. Yeah, that's funny. It absolutely does the same thing at this speed. There's no question. Yeah.
That's so good.
Wow. Really cool.
That's a nice little...
It's a really good set of data,
Nice little set. Yeah, I mean, look at the maintenance of the loft. Efficiency has stayed very constant. If this feels like any of those swings where if you're the player who hits a bunch of fairways and just feel like you're just losing a little bit of that pop that kind of Matt talked about throughout the video, this is definitely the type of opportunity for you to get more out your driver.
Yeah, and I don't think you have to go too crazy. I don't think you need 46 and a half. as you said, I think you try it a little bit longer than 45.
Yep.
And worst case, you can trim it down.
I think 45 and a half, 46 for some, it's probably going to be the sweet spot.
Okay.
Any more than that, and I just think the club will start getting just a bit too long, and you'll kind of give up a bit of the gains. You start hitting all over the head.
You compromise it.
Yeah, you were swinging nicely with those, with good strikes and
Agree.
good delivered loft.
That's what produces the distance too, is the strike and the correct amount of output. No, I totally agree with you. I don't think after this test, my opinion was AutoFlex needs to be long to have the benefit and blah, blah, blah. I don't think that's the case. I actually think that around this length, it can be quite good.
Well, guys, hopefully a few of you were waiting for this one. Hopefully this is kind of been a box tick for you guys. You saw it at 120 miles an hour. I think we even pushed it upwards of 125 in that first video. So these are more of the 90, 95 and 100-ish, slightly over 100 swing speeds, which so many of you are at. We know that's the meat of the bell curve. The average male golfer swings his driver at 94 miles an hour. We know that. Ball speed is about 140-ish.
Right.
So this is really for you guys. This is for the masses.
I'm glad to hear it. I would say definitely worth testing. Probably will be on the wall.
Yeah, it's going in the wall.
Okay, so that's usually the best test for me is we had the higher flex categories on the wall, but you would say, given today's test, these ones belong on there for the average player.
Definitely. Good. People will be coming in to try these now. I have no doubt about that.
I'm glad to hear. Okay.
Yeah, excellent. Okay, guys, that was fun. We start with a smile on our face and we leave with a smile on our face when it comes to AutoFlex. It's always fun. We'll see you again soon.